Going live. And let's make sure everything comes up. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and join. So we'll be going for like an even 2 hours is the goal. Obviously, railroad time may cause that to be a little bit different, but we'll see. Come on. So I got the countdown timer is going, because that's when we're actually going to start our real railroad operations. In the meantime, I'm just going to kind of get the engines fired up and warmed up and stuff. And oh my god, there we go. All right, so welcome for anybody that hasn't heard about Mesabrook yet. You're missing out. Definitely a very cool project that I've been working on with a great group of people. It's been in development for about 3 years now. So, you have to pardon me, it's also my first time streaming on YouTube. I usually do Twitch, but I wanted to try out YouTube just to see how it goes. Okay, so we're gonna drive on over while we're waiting here for things to kind of fire up. And get some locomotives fired up, because we got a lot of crap to do. So right now we're driving down kind of the Route 1 area. Sounds like I'm getting a phone call, so I have to answer that once I stop crashing into utility poles here. Yeah. Alright, you know, park my car right here. Perfect driving. Good enough for me. Alright, let's answer that phone call. Hello.
Oh, hey Adam, what's up?
Hey.
I heard you needed some help.
Yeah, gonna need a few cabbie rides here and there. I got some trains we gotta run today, so definitely gonna need your help with that. Getting me from point A to point B, because obviously I can do nothing but crash into utility poles.
Alright, no problem. I'm heading out of the city right now.
Alright, sounds good. Hey there, I don't even know how to pronounce your name there. Sahur Sackling, I think is how you pronounce it. I totally butchered that, I'm sorry. What did you say, Chris, there? I didn't catch that.
I'm heading out of the city right now.
Which city?
Ravenholm City.
Okay, copy that. Alright, heading back down to the yard here. Along the yard main, we got these two locomotives up here that you can see just on the left side there. That is going to be our power for our first train. We got 4 different trains we're running. First one's going to have 2 engines on it, and then the other 3 trains are going to have 3 engines on it, so a total of 5. So we'll get these beasts fired up real quick. And goodbye, Chris. So we got first one here is the IRW 9100. It's an SD70 Ace. And we also got the 1401, which is a GEVO, of course. So get these things fired up. We're gonna have to grab a coupling hook. I should probably give Chris a call and tell him to pick one up on his way here. So right now all of our engines are tied together. That's not what we need. Give him a call here.
Hello?
Hey Chris. Can you...
Oh, Adam.
Hey, can you stop at the Iron River Yard office and grab me... Yes, I would like to know how to pronounce your name. Sayer? Yeah, let me know, because I'm curious. Hey, so I need you to stop at the Iron River Yard and pick up a coupling hook for me, because I do not have one. And a vest, if you would. I don't have a vest either.
All right, sure, no problem.
Awesome, thank you very much. I will see you when... Oh, by the way, I'm over here by I'm behind Carson's. Don't really know if you have a good way to get back here because of all the power lines and stuff. I'll meet you over at the parking lot for the ice cream shop.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
There in a few.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Goodbye. All right, and looks like I'm getting hungry as well. Good. We have 23 bratwursts we can chow down on. That should bring our blood level back up too. See, we got 5 different meters to pay attention to. So we got our health, we've got hunger, of course, we've got water, we've got temperature, and we've got blood. Too much blood loss and you die. Okay. So walking down here, we're going to hang out. We're going to wait for Chris. Oh, looks like we are all set to go. 1 second, if you may. Get rid of that. Main screen, get rid of that. There. Much better. I hear Chris and see Chris coming out of the woods there. So it's Sahar. Oh, that's an L. Okay, so you got Sahar Saclane. Is that right? Sahar Saclane. Ah, here's Chris.
Oh, hey.
Hi. So, need our coupling hook. Thank you, sir. And our vest. Very good. All right, so there we are. Looking spiffy. We got our engines in the background there. And we got our coupling hook to do our job. I think that's all we need is the coupling hook. And we got our paperwork. And that's pretty much it. We got all our water. We got plenty of food. Ah, yes, the vest glow, so that way rail crews know where you're at.
Safety first.
That's right. Safety is the first, what is it? Crap. Safety is the number one, safety is the number one responsibility in the discharge of duty, I think is what it is. I don't think responsibility is the right word, but it's pretty close. That is the actual rule out of the rule book. It's the number one responsibility in the discharge of duty. Okay. So, yep, Chris, I will let you know when I need you, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to bring those 2 engines down here, and we're going to tack on to these flat cars over here on track 1. And before I do that, I'm actually going to have to get this yard power out of the way. Try to find a spot for that.
I'll chill in my truck. Just come get me when you're ready.
All right, sounds good. I will give you a call.
Alrighty.
All right. So, we need to find a spot for our yard power. So I think what we're going to do here is actually we're just going to move it over 1 track. And we're going to push this tank car back. We're going to use this tank car a little bit later on our second train. But right now, we just need to get these flat cars back here pulled up. So let's hop in and make sure we have our dead man's brake disabled. Hey, what's going on? Ossier Minecraft, Ossier MC, running some trains here. And turn on our dead man switch in the RS1 because my game client has a tendency to crash and we don't want any runaways if we can help it. All right, I'm going to grab my switch key out of my backpack here. And I'm going to unlock this and throw the switch and lock that. Actually, what I might do here is just leave it unlocked. And I will unlock this switch and throw that as well. Okay, so we're all lined up for our movement, and we're going to move this engine over to track 2, so that way we can get access to those flat cars back there. Here we go. Turn our vest glow off so it looks a little better. Got a little bit of TPS lag, but it's straightening out. It must have just started as we started moving forward here. And bring it to a stop. Okay. I'm going to throw this switch back over to track 2. Make sure our coupling hook is ready, which it is. It's in normal mode. We'll hop back in our RS1. And we'll couple onto that tank car and push it back just to get it out of the way. And let's just see if it couples on here. Hopefully I did it right and everything is in normal mode, but there's a good chance it's not. No, we're just going to push it. All right, hop out. That coupling hook is set to shunting mode, which is not what we want. There we go. All right. Let's give this a push back. And get these engines in the clear, and we'll bring up the big power. Gunshots in the area. All right, we are clear. Now we'll throw that switch back for the main here, and we're going to bring our two big road engines down and tie onto those flat cars down there. So we're gonna lock this up. There we go. And that's all lined up, so let's take a run down here. Looks like we got to reline this switch here, which also coincidentally is missing a lock. I think the rest of these are. I must have only put locks in just a few of them. Oh well. All right, so get that lined up. And we'll come down here to track 10, which is where these are at. Get this track lined up. And we're going to make sure our brakes are off here, otherwise we're going to have problems when we disconnect. Okay, set that to shunting mode, and we're just going to pull away and set that back to normal mode. So let's warm these up a little bit. Okay. Set that back to normal mode. And I'm just going to pull away just a little bit more just to make sure. I don't trust things. There we go. Whoops. Hopped out while it was moving. That is an FRA violation. Ah, nice Bliss wall screen in this SD70 Ace here. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's try to get that brake to work. There we go. Let's take this on up to our flat cars up there on track 1. All right. As nighttime approaches, coming up on track 1 here, way too tight of a turn. So we'll just look at this angle. It doesn't look so bad. All right. So come to a stop here. Hop out, and we'll throw that switch back, and we're gonna get those flat cars back here, and then we're going to do a little bit of rigmarole to get them facing the right way, because we're actually going to be leaving northbound here in the direction that I'm looking at. So it's going to take a little bit of working around, so we have the yard power ready to go. So I'm going to hop in the Gevo here, and let's head down track 1. Oops, I have dead man switch enabled. There we go. We'll figure it out. There we go. Yeah, let's stay with the outside view here. So all these cars here were recently emptied at the Carson's Railworks facility, which builds like actual lays out track and builds locomotives and rail cars and stuff like that. And with the most latest order from Carson's, we were only able to build 8 out of the 9 locomotives that were ordered. We ran out of steel, and the cars that were recently unloaded hadn't even left the yard yet to get refilled. So a lot of big time things happening at Carson's, which is pretty amazing. Alright, so that's in shunting mode. Can you give me 1 second? Oh. Okay. More issues. Alright, well, anyway. I wonder, let me try just one thing here. If we just want to get rid of some of that glitchiness. So I'm going to have the screen flash just a couple times as a warning here. I just need to adjust something because apparently there's some issues happening. Okay. So let's do that. And hopefully that fixes some of that skippiness issue. I've seen that before, and it does not, it's not fun to watch at all. So hopefully that fixes the problems we're having. All right, we're gonna turn our vest glow back on because we're walking around in the yard and we want to be seen. So we got a cut, it should be a cut of these 10 flat cars here, and we're actually gonna leave this one hopper. We do not need this hopper right now. That's gonna be, I think, our 4th and final train we'll take this hopper with, but right now we're just gonna leave that here. So all right, take the long jog all the way back up to our power. Everything should be ready to go. We'll couple on, pull these out, disconnect, and then the yard power will finish shoving them out. We should be able to we should be good to go to take them back north to Autumn Valley. One thing I would really like to invest in, I've seen real railroads do this, are like UTVs that you can get around on. Little ATV kinds of things that the yard crew drives around on, so that way they don't have to walk these long distances. Certainly not the most exciting thing. Okay. Hop back in our engine up here, and we'll back up and tie on. Oh God. All right, we're tied on, so let's go ahead and pull these out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull it all the way up to the not this crossing, but the next one after this, and we're going to disconnect. And then we'll bring these engines back around to this close crossing and have the yard power pull everything out. Looks like I really need to drink some water here soon, too. In-game, I mean. These crossings do not function well coming out of the yard because they have no border shunt distance. Because we don't want to have the crossing constantly going down while we're doing switching in the yard. Alright, let me crank the brightness all the way up too, so that way you can actually see what we're doing here. I have it set to moody, we'll set it to bright. Alright, so we'll come down, we'll pull across this crossing. And we'll see where we're sitting. Alright, where does that put us with our flat cars back there? Actually, I think that's about perfect. So we'll head down here, turn our vest glow back on. And set this back to shunting mode. And now what we'll do is we'll pull these engines out and across that switch there. I drink some water next time I'm out of the cab. Holy cow. Alright. May as well just leave my vest glow on. There's really no need to turn it off every time. Alright, throw this switch if I can get back there. And we're going to bring all this back down to that crossing down there. Now, we're likely blocking that first crossing right now, so we'll have to be kind of quick about this. Let's see if that switch is thrown down here. It is not, so we'll have to stop for that switch. And then we'll just pull kind of right up to the island shunt. Oh, we did clear it. Okay, very nice. Oh, God. Wow, how about that? Just inches from the points. Okay, so do we have 10 here? Let's see, let's count. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? 10302. We're missing 2. Really? Oh, we gotta drink some water. And we gotta eat again too, man. Being alive is hard, I'm telling you. Okay, so this is 02, 03, 04, 05, and something tells me we're supposed to have all 10. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I am not going to to walk all the way back down here. Yep, there they are. Our 2 cars. So what was set in shunting mode? That's normal. That should be in shunting mode. So what the heck happened? Alright. Well, that's going to make for some interesting actions we're going to have to do here. So we need those 2 cars to be on the back of our train, but we got to shove the rest of the train out. So what if we... Maybe what we do is put these two cars just right here. And... Among Us? Where do you see Among Us? I didn't see any Among Us. It is sus, that's for sure. WSP. Okay. I think maybe the best thing to do here is just to shove the whole thing back. I don't know. Let's at least bring it ahead. Bring it up so that we don't have to go all the way back there. I have a fear that our train might be too long. So throw a switch here. Throw this switch here. Oh, sweet. You play IR2. Yeah. This has been a project that's been in the works for, oh gosh, 3 years now. And you're just going to see a little piece of it, provided we ever get out of here, because obviously we're having some issues keeping things coupled together. You're near what I call intersection alpha. Ah. And you're not far off, being alpha being the first. This is one of the first big time intersections on the server that was ever built. So it's pretty extreme. All right. So we're gonna head back down track 1 here, and we're gonna grab those 2 flat cars that somehow got cut off. I do not understand how that happened. We may need to call Chris and tell him to ride on the end of this train, but we'll see. Oh yeah. The king of intersections. All right, we're gonna head down there at max speed of 15 because it's way the heck down here. How long I build this? About 3 years. This section was probably, you know, I mean, it's obviously evolved over time. But the main track, so the first track to our left was the first track through here, and then it was the one to its left, so the far left track, and then the yard came after that. The yard used to be just a bunch of trees, and I flattened it out and put in a rail yard. But the entire server, if you go into the description of the stream, you'll see a link for the Mesabrook dynamic map. You'll actually see me playing right now on that map. And you'll be able to see just how tiny of a sliver this area is compared to the entire server. Okay. So that's set to normal mode. Make sure this is set to normal mode. Should not have problems. Sorry, I'm so used to doing things in first person, I'm trying to do them in third person. So if you catch me in a first person again, just let me know and I will switch that back over, because that is not what we're trying to do. Okay, I'm gonna head a couple up to, if I can turn the brakes off, my goodness. Okay, so we got Dead Man's Brake disabled. Dead Man's Brake disabled, there we go. I said it earlier, but I turned Dead Man's Brake on, mainly because my game client, for whatever reason, nobody else has this issue, but my client has a tendency to crash semi-frequently, and when you have a train that's going at a decent clip, you do not want that to be out of control. So the Dead Man's Brake will stop the train as soon as you disconnect, which is important. Alright, so we're going to bring this back up. I'm thinking we're not going to have a choice. We're going to have to put this power set back over to track 2, and we're going to have to push the whole thing back. It's going to add like 10 minutes to our maneuvers here, which is just tedious, and I wish there was a faster way to do it, but unfortunately there is not. Not that I can think of anyway. So just bear with me, we'll get there. We'll be on our way eventually. I see Chris moving around his truck over there, which is pretty cool. If I could wave to Chris, I would. Alright, brought these up, so let's disconnect them. Put our power back over onto track 2. Do you know what intersection is the true oldest intersection on Mesabrook? So by intersection, are you talking like railroad crossing, or are you talking just like highway crossing, you know, like roadways? Because I can tell you what the oldest surviving highway, like 4-way or 3-way intersection is. Roads? Okay. Let's see. Well, if we're talking man-made intersection... trying to think. We first actually started off the server building a nuclear power plant nearby, which is now Iron River Power, which is a coal-fired power plant now. But we never made any roads there. And then, actually, no, I take that back. We did. We started building a small city right in front of the nuclear power plant. And I remember my dad would come over a lot, and I would show him what we're doing. And he's like, there is not a single person who would live in a city that's like 500 feet from a nuclear power plant. You just wouldn't have that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. So I actually ended up, it was just like a square. I crank up my speed again here. It was just like a square roadway. That was kind of the start of a town. So that all got demolished, that all got reset, and that's actually now, again, the present day area of Iron River Power. So then we moved over, we found the village here, which is behind me. We found that, and that was then dubbed Iron River. So then I think that intersection that has all the tracks, that would have been the first intersection of the town. It didn't really go anywhere. I think I have some screenshots. In fact, I thought I sent one to Chris or something when I first saw it. It was pretty cool. Alright, let's try this again. Coupling hook normal. I think this one's still set to shunting mode. Yep. So intersection alpha really is the alpha in terms of survivors. Yeah. Yep. And I think it might be built up more than it has to be. Although maybe not, because that is where Route 1 kind of comes into town, because the crossing we're on right now is Route 1. So that's where it comes into town and then turns right to go towards the Capitol building. So that's necessary, but if you were to go straight, that goes off into kind of a richer neighborhood. Actually, sorry, I have a single core brain, so I gotta call Chris quick. And I gotta have him watch our shove here, so that way I know when to stop. Give him a call.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, so as you may or may not have seen, I pulled all these flat cars out, but we're missing 2.
Yeah.
So I pulled 2 of them up out of the yard. Can you watch our shove and just let me know when we're connected back there?
Sure.
Because I'm not going to be able to hear the coupling noise.
Yep, I'll keep an eye on it.
All right, sounds good. We're coming back.
All right.
Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Something about the intersection being built up as it needs to be. For Route 1 southbound, you may want to add an additional set of lights on the opposite side of the road. It ain't easy to see around curves. For Route 1 southbound, you may want an additional set of lights. Oh, you mean like through the tunnel? Like when you're leaving Iron River and kind of coming up to the railroad crossing, you're saying I should maybe add another set of railroad crossing lights there? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, we have the warning lamps, of course, but the warning markings. But yeah, we definitely don't have another set of lights. So I think you're right. That probably would be useful.
Almost there.
Okay, thank you.
Connected.
All right, I'm gonna pull forward. Can you let me know if they're actually coming with the train?
Yep.
Are they coming?
They're moving forward.
All right, cool. So that should be the last two flat cars there, and we got everything else, right?
Yep.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, so we're gonna do what we did before, and we're gonna pull this on up. Pretty much gonna undo everything we just did, because now we gotta get, the idea was to get all 10 of these cars, on this train, but we got to go the other direction, and it's too long. Oops. Whistle for crossings. That's important. It's also a rule. I think we can go ahead just a little bit further. Right there, I think, is where we want it. Holy cow, I am thirsty again. Imagine that. Go through so much water. Might have to frequent the, whoa. Yeah, that's too far forward. Point is, we got to get our engines back around to the other side. There we go. Might need to go to the gas station and pick up some more water, because I'm going through it like nobody's business. Okay. Now we'll pull this back down to the crossing. Then we'll hop in the yard power down there. Oh, maybe even this assembly. A flashable yellow beacon, a stop sign, a stop ahead sign, and a when flashing sign. And the beacon turns on when there's a train. Yeah, I don't want to get too complex with it. I might just use another set of warning lamps or something with crossbucks. Or something, yeah. Something that's going to be MUTCD compliant, I think is the right acronym. Yeah, see that? We're blocking the crossing with a couple cars there. But that is two more than we had before, so. Alright, let's take a quick jog. Speed 10. Blowing by, Chris. Okay, cool. We're not even hooked up. All right, so let's throw this switch here. And now what we'll do is we're going to push all those cars out onto the main, and then we'll put our yard power back, probably on the lead there. So reset our speed here. Yep, 10 speeds. Just because walking all the way down there for the sake of time and for the sake of entertainment would not be very interesting. Come on, you can do it. Oh, a little bit more. Alright, let's give it a stretch and see if we got it. We do not. Normal mode. Shunting mode. That would be your problem. For a moment I thought Raven's Home Zombie would have gone splat. Yeah, I did too. I was watching his, there we go. I was watching his glow there just to make sure he wasn't getting in between. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna throw that switch down there. Speed 10. That was a jet noise. Good thing this isn't real life, because we would have just damaged the hell out of that switch. Alright, run back. Oops. There we go. Now, realistically, we would need somebody down there at the Route 1 crossing to watch our shove, but because we're in a video game, we don't need that. Does make me nervous to not see it rendering down there, but what are you gonna do? Speed. Oh, I didn't even... Yeah, I knew I spelled it wrong, but I didn't realize exactly what I typed in. Speed rest. So we're gonna start calling speed bumps. Yeah, character faints. Character immediately sleeps the night off. Oops. Alright, so we're gonna shove these flat cars, just clear the crossing here, because that's the morally right thing to do. Although this is on a hill, so they might start rolling this way. I guess we'll find out. Nope. They seem to be fine. Good.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna wait here for just a sec. Okay, I don't see him moving, so we should be good. I'll prepare the runaway theme from Thomas the Tank Engine, yeah. I really wish that they would put in handbrakes. That would be really, really useful in situations like this. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I'm just gonna think ahead. Let's see. So after this, we're going to need to... I think we got to tie on to more cars, but I think we have to do the same thing with the second train. So I'm just going to run all this back to Iron River Yard 1. So I'm actually going to hop in the other engine to do that. Disabled. Enabled. Okay. Nope. Third person view. Okay. Holy cow. I'm almost out of water. Yeah, definitely gonna need to see the gas station before we leave, because at the rate that I'm going through water, bad news. Hello, Aroma. Usually after that first big lag spike, it's fine. It was interesting that the crossing is not activating yet. Hey, look at that. Chris is filling in the gravel. I actually ordered gravel to do that, and then I just never did it, so it's nice it's finally getting done. Ah, overshot it. All right. Put our engines back in place over here, and we'll shut them down for now for fuel savings. All right, shut that down, shut that down. And now we're just gonna lock up these switches. So let's set this back for the main and lock that back up. And set this back for the main and lock that back up. Imagine working at a McDonald's expressway and then an entire train pulls into the drive-thru lane. You know, that's not far off from what actually does happen though. So like if you have a restaurant that's nearby, oh, I need some water. If you have a restaurant that's like nearby tracks, you will oftentimes see, especially with like local jobs, that they'll stop their entire train and, you know, eat the restaurant, and you look across the street and their train's just chilling over there. That truck sounded like it was about to die. Hey, Sahir. Unfortunately, not right now. You cannot join the server right now because it is not done. So what we're kind of doing when we you know, show things off, or when we actually run the trains like this, is just to kind of give it a test and make sure that the logistics are going to work right when we actually do go live. So that's more or less what this is, because there were a lot of changes to our flow. So we just want to, you know, the purpose of this is just to make sure that things are going to work properly. So that's what we're doing here. Unfortunately, you can't join, but you can enjoy the, you know, the content that comes out. There he is, starting his truck again. My goodness. You can enjoy the content that we put out, you know, screenshots and the videos and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, like, we're getting these lag spikes. Like, we're gonna fix that, you know. It's like, it's not the funniest thing to deal with, you know, but we do have some leads on what the problem is, and we're gonna fix that before we go live, because it's just not a very good experience otherwise. You have a feature idea for when a player joins the server. All right, let's hear it. Testing trains. I have heard of testing trains. That's more or less what it is testing what we're doing. Okay, into normal mode, and we're gonna get our flat cars here, and then we're gonna head up to Autumn Valley. Finally. Oh, we gotta do a little bit of paperwork. I'm gonna show that off. Yeah, it's... Sorry, I can only do one thing at a time. Whistling takes a lot of concentration. It's not just the trains. You know, we have the entire logistical system that Mesabrook is based around, you know, because we don't just... Oops. The idea is that we don't just run the trains just to run them. You know, there's a reason behind why we run these trains. You know, people need freight from point A to point B. It's an entire... logistical simulator / life simulator, obviously, because we're in survival, and you know, the idea is we're gonna have players that run their own companies, and then they sell the products, but then they got to buy products from the manufacturers, and the manufacturers need products to, you know, for their factories, and then so on and so forth, and then that stuff gets transported by rail and by truck. It's this whole big thing, and obviously the railroads are just a small part of it, but that's mainly what we're focusing on right now. If the location the player would spawn at is occupied by a moving train, the player will be put into spectator mode but immobilized. When the space is clear for 10 seconds, or if the player chooses to spawn manually, the player will be pulled into survival mode. So you're kind of thinking, like, if you were to die in Mario, for example, you flash, right? And then you pretty much can't get hurt until you're out of danger, essentially. I think they did that in Super Mario Brothers, like the early Super Mario Brothers, and then of course there was the cooldown in Super Mario 64 when you would respawn. Actually, I think that cooldown worked the same way too. Alright, I'm gonna head over here, and this is gonna be a really new cool feature that adds to the immersiveness to Mesabrook. That is part of the whole fleet tracking system that we put in. And I know I said to let me know if I go to first person, but I'm going to go to first person just because trying to third person in a building is going to be ridiculous. So go over here, start that a little bit, and turn on the computer. Okay, so while it's booting up, here's what I'm going to do. Or if they happen to log off on a railroad and log back in at the wrong time. Yep, I mean, that's something, that's good player protection. I don't know how often that kind of thing would happen. All right, so the screen's going to flash for just a sec. I'm going to switch over to monitor view, like so. And we're going to boot up MesaSuite here. And we got to pretty much put our train together. So I'm going to jump into Company Studio, select Iron River and Western, and we got to build our train. And I think we have a new train symbol as well, so I'm just going to type this in real quick. Transfer train from Autumn Valley, sorry, from Iron River to Autumn Valley. Alright, so don't worry about any of this. It's not super important, but this is what's really cool, right? So if we go over here to Train Manager, we're going to add our train. So here's that T13 that we just put in. It stands for Transfer Iron River to Autumn Valley. And grab our T13 here. So now this is where we're going to build our train, and we're going to track all of our fuel usage. So I'm going to modify, and we're going to put our engines on. So this came from Iron River Yard 10, and we have the 1401 leading, the 9100 is behind it, and then we picked up all the flat cars off of Iron River Yard 1, and I just got to go double check the order. Actually, it should be reverse order, so we're just going to start at the bottom and work our way to the top. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, normally I could just do a big selection, but then it would be backwards, so we want to make sure it's in the right order. Okay, so we have, for our train, we have our two engines here, which is the IRW 1401 and the 9100. And then we have our 10 cars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hit save. No, we don't want to release any stock. So here's our train. We can see that they are all going to the Leviathan steel tracks. We're going to go on duty, and I guess we'll start now. Okay, and now let's go put in our fuel. Oh, this computer died again. Oh, come on. Not enough energy, huh? Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you go inspect our power lines and make sure that there is a continuity between this building and Iron River Power?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to head back and we're going to grab fuel readings off these engines so that way we can make sure that we know how much fuel we're using, and we're going to put that into the system. So let's head back real quick. So this is going to be the 1401. So this has 168.4. And the 9100, we've got 70.4. I think I read that right? Yeah. Yeah, because this would be 80 buckets. Yep, okay. Hers will also be provided a 10-second shield visible to other players when they respawn. Nothing can damage them during this time. Any hazards such as projectiles, explosives, speeding cars will phase through. So in essence, it's a mix of Mario-esque mercy invisibility and what I call safe spawn. That's not a bad idea. I mean, it prevents people from getting spawn killed, that's for sure. It gives somebody a fighting chance. I don't know how much we would see that, but if it becomes a problem, I mean, at the same time, just mercilessly killing people is also going to be illegal. So that should be deterrent enough. Don't want to sit jail time. Okay, so must have been a tornado that came through here at some point, or something. Oh, because what we need to do next is the final step is print off our stuff. Oh, we should probably put in our information. Locomotive fuel.
IRP is completely out of power.
It's out of power.
Yep, all the batteries are empty.
Oh, yes, there is a creative power source behind the generator. Yes, the ghost mode, that is definitely something that I'll be looking into. Alright, put in our start fuel. There. And the 9100. Start fuel was 70.4. All right. So with that, we'll be just about ready to roll. We just got to get this computer working.
None of the lines are cut.
Huh. That is bizarre, because, yeah, we're definitely not getting any new power. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just we'll extract power temporarily from the XNet controller, and so we'll just create a new channel here, and we're gonna extract and insert into the computer. Got 83,000 or 839,000, so that should be enough to power the computer. Although maybe not. All right, well, we might have to go without the computer because I'm not finding a way to get power here. Unless, Chris, can you put down a creative power source temporarily just to get this list printed off?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, that's weird. We will have to look into that. Maybe just put it in, maybe under the stone there. Haha. I guess just break the XNet for now. We gotta get this going. There we go. We did have a tornado come through not too long ago that probably messed up a lot of stuff. All right. No print jobs. All right, so we're going to take our T113 here, go to consist, print the manifest. And if we look at our manifest here, we can see that we have our, zoom in a little bit so you can actually see what the heck we're looking at. You can see our engines here in the proper order, their lengths, and all the cars, where they're going and all that. You see they're all empty. We got a total length of 186 meters and a total stock count of 12, which is accurate. So I'm going to, from here, whoops, go back to Company Studio, Network Print, and I'm going to select the IRW Iron River. Ding. Metric is superior metric. Meters go burr. Yep. So I'm going to select Iron River, and I'm just going to type in just T113 and hit print. And then if I go back to game and hit print, we should get all of our documents here. Paper input. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you break this cable and reconnect it, please? All right. Well, it looks like we might be going without any sort of paperwork. Huh. All right. Never mind. Off we go. Autumn Valley. We've wasted enough time here. We got all the stuff that we need. Break and replace the printer. Well, then I'd have to re-register it, and I don't really want to do that. We'll figure it out off stream. Not a problem. We're just gonna go. We got it. The main thing is the fuel, and obviously marking that the cars are en route. Otherwise, not a huge issue. So let's go. I'm gonna switch this. The screen is gonna flash. Just a warning. Switch this back so that way we're not getting a bunch of weird glitchiness going on. All right, off we go. Chris, are you still on the phone with me?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna head up to Autumn Valley. I won't need a ride right away. We got to put these cars away once we get up there, and we got to put a couple more out. But then we'll be parking this back up the roundhouse. So,
want me to start heading up to Autumn Valley?
Yeah, you may as well.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Sounds good. I gotta read just a couple more comments here. But the furthest into sci-fi I would consider some kind of specter detector headgear that lets players see ghosts. So it'll mitigate ghost exploits since the players will be able to spot ghosts, break, and replace the printer. Do you... yeah, I'm not too sure on the specter detector one, mainly because... I mean, it's just going to be spectator mode, and we're considering enabling block clipping in spectator when you're dead. So I don't think there's going to be any exploits to really be able to take advantage of in that case. All right, finally leaving. Sorry, supposed to be in third-person mode. All of our flat cars. All bound for Leviathan Steel. So the speed limit leaving Iron River Yard is still 15 miles per hour. Once we leave the yard limit, the maximum speed is 40 miles per hour. Oh, probably should make sure we have Dead Man's Brake on, because this could be really bad if we lose control of this train. But there are permanent speed restrictions that we have to take note of. As you can see, we never dismantled the Golden Spike ceremony stuff. That'll probably just be up until the next ceremony, which I think is coming up soon. It's in April, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, coming up on the yard limit up here, it's that yellow sign on the left. It's also milepost 12. We also should not be exceeding 15 until the last car leaves, so we'll just kind of have to wait this out. Too much brake. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, good. Ravenholm is Speedy Boy. Oh, yeah. That's right. The tornado video was filmed right here. You're right. That was wild. Alright, I think we're probably good. Let's get this thing up to 40. Provided the lag will let us. Oh yeah, it'll let us. Some FPS lag from TGES there. Known problem. And we're rolling. We're probably going to lose Chris in this. Oh, never mind. I can see him. You can't see him, but there's a mini-map behind my face there. And he's right alongside us. Yeah, there's his glow. Keeping up with us. No problem. Oh.
I might be speeding.
Yeah, it's okay. I just saw that we lagged at about the same time. Your car came to a stop, and then the train came to a stop. It was kind of a staggered lag. That was hilarious. Yep, you can see where Ravenholm is on Dine Map too. Yep. I don't have Dine Map open right now. This is Lee Bridge, and then that's oh, what's that called, Chris? The main highway bridge?
Diamond Gate.
Diamond Gate, that's what it was. Very beautiful bridge. Yeah, that was a nice view. Alright, here comes our first permanent speed restriction on this route. 30. Almost ate a car for supper. That car being Chris. He's gonna be way behind because our train is gonna block him in twice. Alright, that green chevron on the right indicates that we are clear of the speed restriction, but our last car has to clear that restriction first. So, like before, we're just going to have to wait. Estimate about 10 cars. Yep, the double railroad crossing. I think in survival, what I'll probably do is straighten that out to where there isn't a crossing at all. The idea was to try to keep it on land as long as possible, but I don't know. Just with that, the fact that it has to be speed restricted down to 30 just to get through it and double crossing, and the highway doesn't have that problem, I think I'm just going to, at some point, go straight through. Well, I think we lost Chris.
I'm catching up.
He's doing the true rail fanning experience. Yeah, if you ever make it to Wisconsin sometime, Chris, you and I will have to go rail fanning for real, and you get to experience the thrill of trying to catch up to a train that you just saw. It is a lot of fun. Upcoming is a crossing, which is definitely here. Oh, there was no whistle sign, and I was distracted. Definitely here to stay. Yes, that one will be staying. There's no getting around that one. Anybody who's just tuning in, there in the description there is a link to the Mesabrook Dine Map. Epicness, I assume, is probably watching on that to kind of figure out where we're at, as well as Ravenholm Zombie, aka Chris. We're both on the server right now. He's my cabbie to get me back to Iron River once I park the train here. But you can kind of keep up on where we're at as we go. So once we put these flat cars away, we actually have to get over into this yard here on the right and pull a couple cars out. Another speed restriction down to 30 if the lag will let us. Oh, there we go. And I'm burning up. Probably start getting hyperthermia here soon, so we'll put on our slime stuff real quick. Okay. So now we're coming into Autumn Valley here. And there's going to be a switch over here on the west side of town. We're gonna have to. I'm really new to Autumn Valley yet. Iron River and Western just acquired it, and this is actually the first operations in Autumn Valley for Iron River and Western. outside of testing, of course. But this is like the first revenue, quote-unquote, operation here. So going to try to route our way through here the best we can. And so we're going to come to a stop right there. And line ourselves in. So I think what we have to do is just keep right as much as we can. I see a red flag up there, and I looked over this area not too long ago, so I'm just going to pull that red flag, and those yellow flags have to come down too. Yellow flags aren't even used properly in this application here. All right, get rid of that red flag. There we go. Okay. So let's see if we can route ourselves through Autumn Valley to some degree here. So I'm just thinking in my head just to make sure I know what I gotta do. Oh, we gotta throw that switch actually, so we don't even have to whistle. Ooh, texture reload there. That was not expected. Alright, let's throw that, and it's not a hard rule, but it's definitely courtesy that if you're going to throw... Actually, I think it is a hard rule. I remember reading that somewhere. Or if you have a crossover like this, you never throw just one switch. If you throw one, you gotta throw both. So, okay. How disappointing. These trains can pull tons and tons of weight, yet they don't even have basic air conditioning. Actually, you see these boxes right on top of the... Oh, sorry. I see what you're saying about the burning up thing because of the hyperthermia. Yeah, I wish they worked. But IRL, those boxes... Hey, Jordan just joined the game. Those boxes on top of the cab there is actually the air conditioning units in real life. So, fortunately, they do...
Heads up, I am parked at the gas station.
Copy that. We are at the south end of Autumn Valley, going across the crossing, going to work our way back up into Autumn Valley. All right, pulling around. So the way this works is this will curve around to the right. You can see there is a work in progress being done up here, but then the previous owner of the railroad is no longer part of the server. So this is actually going to go to a transfer yard for our farm subdivision, but that's probably going to get ripped out, and this will probably just become a regular curve again without a switch. Anyway, this curves back around. We actually just go back across... Route 1 again. Wonder if Ravenholm is taking all of the water. No, I have a suspicion that he's in creative mode.
Correct.
I'm playing in survival again, just to as part of that testing thing to make sure that this is something that's feasible. Which so far it is, unless you're doing switching operations in Iron River, then apparently you just sweat like a mofo. Alright, make sure... Yep, we got all of our flat cars there. Okay, so I think what we need to do here is stay left as much as we can. I'm gonna pull up Dynmap on my phone just to make sure that that's accurate. I'm not using my cell phone for personal use. I'm using my cell phone for company use. Okay. Yep. So we're gonna take a left turn here. Now this should loop us around and get us facing the right way for those switches. Oh, we got a misaligned switch up here. So have to stop for that. Don't you dare. Don't touch it. Don't. I'm
gonna touch it.
Don't touch.
I'm gonna do it.
No. Nope, that's illegal. I'll call the cops. I'll call the cops.
You and what?
Oh, that's it. That's it. You're... Okay. All right. I give up. I'm done. All right. Oh, look at that. The next switch isn't even lined up either. I swear the previous owner of this railroad just is out to get me. Why are we going the wrong way? Did you see that? Chris, did you throw that switch right as we started moving? Chris. That's it. You're doubly fired. No, I'm kidding. I really need to ride back to Iron River. You're not fired.
I was gonna say, you're gonna walk.
So we're gonna take a left turn here. Swerves entire train 90 degrees left on the split. Again. Hey Chris, you should get on you should get on global chat and let Jordan know that we're doing some stuff up in Autumn Valley. Alright. Continuing to slowly work our way around. Oh wow, those crossing lights actually lit up like at the proper time. That was pretty sweet. A little late on my horn activation though, of course. Jordan is doing track work in Clayton. That's fine. If we get around to it, we will actually be seeing Jordan later as we deliver his 8 SD70 Max that are brand new, as well as 1 tank car. It's going to be 1 IRW engine, 8 CBP engines, and 1 tank car. Okay, so this is all supposed to be yard limits, and that's fine because the curve is tight enough to require 15 miles per hour. Anyway, I don't think... If we had derailments, if derailments were a thing, I would not want to take this any faster than 15, thereby risking a derailment. Beautiful tunnel here, wow. Uh-oh, I'm getting cold now. We interrupt your tunnel viewing pleasure to take off our chilling suit, if you know what I mean. Honestly, though, this is my first time seeing any of this, and it is pretty cool. Hello, NickBot2. How are we doing today? Well, I know, it's working too well now, the air conditioning. Alright, I'm going to stop short of this switch because I got to figure out which side I need to be on. Wow, this is really cool. Looks nice and sophisticated, so I'm just going to pull it up on my phone quick and make sure I'm routed properly. So we got to go straight and then take a right. And that, and we'll just stay straight. So there's going to be a few more switches after that. So we'll go straight and then right. So we'll pull up to the next set of points here. When you shot that gun, I could see the bullets, like the entities of the bullets on my mini-map. That was pretty cool, actually. Alright. Throw that switch. If I didn't have my backpack on, you'd see the really cool reflective cross I have on the back of my sweater, but or on the back of my vest, not a sweater. Chris flying around like a madman is just so normal to me that I hardly even notice him when he does it. There's our flat cars that we've been pulling this entire time. Should have 10 of them. So these crossings don't seem to have whistle posts, so I'm just going to assume that they are quiet zone crossings. There's no sign in traffic control or rail stuff or anything that for no whistle zones. Should consider adding those. More gunfire. Alright, so all these flat cars have to go on these two tracks to the right side of the screen here. I just realized we're going to have kind of a hard time getting back over to the yard, but we'll figure it out. So basically your bullets contain GPS trackers. Yeah, pretty much. Just consider them permanent tracers. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you stand at this switch here and let me know when the flat cars are, when the entire train is clear of that switch?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. We just gotta, once we're clear, we gotta basically back over that switch and put them away, so. This is called the Morning Star. Very cool location. Suppose we could kick it up to 15 since it's going to be a little bit. Yeah, Chris, if you want to periodically just kind of count down how many cars are left to clear that switch, that would help me with our speed.
1 car.
1 car, okay.
Half.
Oh god, leg is like nah.
And you're clear.
Bob the Ross says my phone alarm is going off, but I cannot be bothered to getting up and going to turn it off. Maybe a... Thank you, Chris, by the way. Maybe a stack... Maybe stack a no parking circle sign on top of a whistle post. No parking... Yeah, that might work. I'm going to bump up my speed just so I can get back there quicker. This is just never not be funny, just how the camera rocks back and forth. Alright, I'm going to... I don't remember which cars are going where. Whoa. 10 speeds, yep. So, just another warning, the screen is going to flash here for just a little bit as I get back over to MesaSuite so we can see which cars are going where. Okay. All clear of that. So here's our manifest report here. So the 00 through the 02 are going to be going to track 2, and then the rest of them over to track 1. So if we look here, I'm going to go to first person just so this looks better. So this 07, 06, so this is going to be that end of the train. So which actually would make sense if we would have looked at this. We would have seen that this is the bottom. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars into track 1. So let's get ourselves lined up. So this is lined, and then track 1. Which one is track 1? I think the one on the left is track 1. Okay. And then we should be able to just clear the crossing. So Chris, can you go down? Never mind, he's going to be right back. All right, well, we'll start our shove then. And we'll just do it at a relatively reasonable speed. All right, so we know... Just going to check one more time because I have a horrible memory. All right, so the top 3 cars, so this car, and this car are all going to the other track. The rest of them are going to that main track. So with that said, I'm going to try to commit that to my memory. Whoops, sorry, I meant to warn that the screen was going to flash. It's going to flash again here momentarily as I get this back to a mode that doesn't go all glitchy. We are going to put on our gelled suit so we can stay cool. We're going to drink some water. We have one water bottle left. Chris is back. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yes, I see.
Okay. Yeah, just make sure we don't hit the back of that track there. You know, we don't want to derail. So we're going to start shoving back now. And hopefully we still have all 10 cars. If you're just joining in, we got about 35 minutes left of this stream, going for about 2 hours. If you look at the description of the stream, there should be a link for the Mesabrook dynamic map. If you click on that, you can see live where I am at in the server right now. You'll see the morning star. It's definitely cool to check out, and you can see the server in its entirety. This is only a small sliver. Definitely worth checking out and keeping up on it. Okay, so I'm going to try to use my mini-map again. The mini-map is behind my face, so I'm going to see if I can spot these cars.
Keep it coming.
Copy that. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We might actually be good right here. I'm going to get out and check real quick, Chris. That might be all we need. Let's move my face to the... Actually, I might move it to the top right because that's just server information. That's not super necessary. Hey, Sahir. How's it going? Sorry, screen's going to flash. And I'm gonna move my face real quick to the right side of the screen just because the mini-map might be interesting to see. Screen's gonna flash one more time. Okay, so yep, we got 1, 2, and 3 here. Chris, can you use your paperwork and confirm for me what the last car number is?
Yep, hold on.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, and we'll make the cut right here.
LVN 10307.
Oh. That's not good. Okay, thank you. That means we lost those two. So it seems like 10 cars or 10 rolling stock is the limit because that would have been 8 flat cars plus the 2 engines. So God knows where the other 2 flat cars are, somewhere on the route. Okay. Does this server have California-style traffic light? I don't know what that is. Epic might know. Alright, so we're going to pull these 3 ahead, and we're going to put the other... We're going to put the last 3 on the track next to it. Right there. Oh. Well. Yeah, I don't know what that is, and I'm kind of in the middle of moving some trains here, so I can't Google it at the moment. Maybe Chris can, if he wants to.
Maybe later.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, yeah, we are well clear. Actually, we might... So there's something on the railroad called a following point, and the one thing that I did not consider was whether or not this flat car is going to foul this other track for our shove, and I think it's going to, so we actually have to move this back just a little bit. Your shunts in traffic control don't work. Hop on our Discord, and the link for the Discord is in the stream description. And post some of the problems that you're having there. They might be able to help with that, and maybe I might be able to help with that after the stream. Okay. So we're gonna shove back. We gotta move those cars back just a little bit further, because otherwise, if we try to go on the other track right now, we're just gonna clip those cars, and that's not what we want to do. So I'm gonna use my mini map in the top left there to kind of gauge where I'm at. Nearly there. Correct, yes. Shunts do not work with vanilla rails. You have to use immersive railroading. Crank my speed up here, so that way I don't have to walk so much. Normal mode. Okay, we are all set. And I'm just going to push all these cars back just a little bit further. There we go. That should be good. So let's go see if we'll clear the car that was going to be in the way. Looks like it. Yeah, right here should be good. So if we come back around on the other track, we should not strike it. Yep, okay. So now we will go shunting mode, pull on ahead. Oops. And get that switch thrown. I'm using immersive railroading tracks. Yep, I would ask and help. That would be your best bet. Okay, so we're going to pull ahead and we're going to put these last 3 cars on the other track. And then we got to make our way back over to the yard that we saw when we came into Autumn Valley. Two hours and 12. 2 hours to load the game? Oh my goodness. I thought Mesabrook was bad. Okay, once that flat car clears the crossing, we'll get out and disconnect it. And then we'll go ahead and end our train, put in our fuel totals, and then we're gonna go do a little bit more switching. We gotta put 2 cars out on the interchange track. Okay, and we'll set this back to normal mode. All right, so with that, warning, screen's gonna flash. We're gonna go back to MesaSuite and type in some data. Flash one more time. Whoa, that's not right. What happened? Oh, okay. I see what happened. When I tried to move my camera, I moved the entire screen. There we go. I swear the bullets in this mod... I swear the bullets in this mod must be fitted with 5G. Yeah, it looks like Windows XP, but it's actually Windows 10, believe it or not. I use Retrobar, and I use OpenShell for the start menu. Jeez. Okay, so we're gonna go to this T13 here, and I'm gonna hit modify. Actually, sorry, we're going to end train. Yes, we will move the stock to a different location. We're just going to move these to where they should go. So I'm going to go full screen with this. So we just put these cars over on Leviathan Steel 2. Like so. And I want to make sure they're in the right order, which I think they're going to be backwards again. 03, 02, 0... Wait. Yeah, it should go 03, 04, 05, so... yeah, actually this is the right order. Perfect! There. Then we're going to go to Leviathan Steel 1 and move the rest of our train over there. with the exception of these two. These two are missing. They're somewhere around, but later on I will get that figured out, and we're just going to say that they're there for now. Chris, what are you doing? Oh, okay, you're just messing with the siren. I'm like, why did you summon a tornado? If I can join the server, is there other traffic lights? It's just the traffic lights that are included with traffic control. We don't have any custom traffic lights. I'm almost out of water, and I'm really low on blood too. Wow. I thought he summoned an ICBM. No, unfortunately, the server is not public. We're just doing some train testing, essentially, you know, with the software here and all that. We're just making sure everything is working properly. So, yeah, no, unfortunately it's not. But if you keep up to date, both in our Discord and if you keep an eye on our roadmap page, the roadmap will tell you everything that we need to do yet before we can go public with the server, which is quite a lot yet, unfortunately. But in the meantime, you get to enjoy, you know, video content like this or any pictures we put out, both in the Discord and YouTube. Hoping to do YouTube a little bit more, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so we're gonna hit save on that. Do we want to release any stock? Yeah, we'll release all those cars to Leviathan. So, pop this open, go full screen again. So let's do Leviathan Steel 1. And check all. We're going to release all that to Leviathan Steel. Apply updates, and then we're going to do Leviathan Steel 2. Apply updates, save. All right. Oh, we got to put in our fuel count. Like, the most important thing of this entire thing is the locomotive fuel. Okay, so the 1401. Whoa, still have speedy speed on. Thank you, Chris, for the water. I assume you gave that to me.
Yep.
Thank you. So the 1401, we've got 164.5 is the ending fuel on that. So 164.5. And the ending fuel on the 9100 is 64.9. Okay. Not bad fuel consumption, all things considered. All right, so we'll close out of that. And from here on out, we're going to be kind of off the books. Your traffic control on other roads. Your traffic control is traffic light on other roads. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Sahar. Although, it might be totally on me. What make and model of locomotives do you use? So, the IRW 1401 is an ES44 AC GEVO. And the IRW 9100 is an SD70 ACE. The first one is a GE, and the second one is an EMD. Speaking of which, we can probably power down one of these because we're just going to be doing switching from here on out. So, okay, so we're going to pull on ahead here. And we're going to finagle our way back over to the Autumn Valley Yard. And we got a couple cars we got to pull out of there. So we're pretty much have to go, we're going to back up over those crossovers and then make our way around the Morning Star. And since we're not going to be using MesaSuite, the screen's going to flash just a couple more times here while I get back over to full screen mode. Okay. Well, it wasn't a bad flash at all, actually. Normally it's much more laggy. Alright, we're gonna come down here, throw this switch. And we'll have to throw that one down there once we get to it. Unless, hey Chris.
Yeah.
Can you go down to the crossover there and line us over to the track to the left? Just the one on the other side of the crossing down there. Directly behind us. Oh, sorry. I'm backing up right now. And then there's like the crossover crosses from one track to the other.
All right. I think I got you switched.
Not quite. That's okay. Yeah, it was this one down here. Because we gotta go back south, actually. So I was gonna throw this one here, and then this one over here, and then I'll just have you reline these once we go through. Not a problem. Okay. Oh, we are freezing. It is a desert after all. I wish your Mesabrook map acts like Google Maps. Well, what do you mean by that? It should. You should be able to zoom in and all that. Oh man, this crossover is really tight for these big engines. Thank you, sir. All right, and you want to throw this other one for me, Chris, please? Thank you very much. All right.
You're good.
Thank you. The time I can't blame... This time I can't blame the AC, yeah. So, are you a GE guy or are you an EMD guy, Epic? Oh. A little early on the bell there. Oh, yeah. Do the street view? Yeah, unfortunately you can't do street view. That'd be pretty cool.
I don't think Dynmap supports that.
No, there's another map technology called Blue Map that supports something pretty similar. But you still... Could you throw that switch for me, Chris? Thank you.
Yep.
It does something similar where you can get down, but I think... Well, there's two problems with it. One, I would assume that modding blocks into it would be really hard, so there'd be, like, all the tracks would be missing and stuff. And the second thing is it's not for Minecraft 1.12, unfortunately. Is that other one lying down here, Chris?
Is now.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And then next up, there should be a crossover, just like the one that we went through just a little bit ago. Oh, never mind. Where the heck is the yard? I will keep you advised. Got some wigwags on this. It's pretty cool. Yes, 1.12.2. Yeah, I was just using an abbreviated version. Oops. Are we lined up out of here? We are not. Chris? My switchman? That is an actual position on the railroad, too. Switchman.
Switchman.
Yep. The textures in the Street View feature with Blue Map is a bit weird. Yeah, it looked super cool, though. Not gonna lie. Alright, and the crossover is what we'll need. Only SE70 Ace traction horsepower. Whole bunch of stats on the on the ST70 Ace. Oh my god, that's a lot of numbers that there's no way I'm going to be able to comprehend what any of them mean. I just like the GEs because they're cool sounding. Oh yeah, of course I've used Google Maps. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the little guy where you can like drag him and like put him on a street view. Yeah, that...
Oh, here's the other two.
Yeah, what?
The other two flat cars are over here.
Oh, and they even have the IDs on them too. Okay, well, dang, I wish we had a second person that could... That's going to be a headache for another time, because definitely will not actually... Oh my god. Okay. That's a problem because we got to get over there. All right. So this isn't a server, it's a map. Oh, it took me long. It is a server. You know, Chris and I are playing on it right now. It's whitelist only though right now because we're still building it up. I can also click a road and I'm on that road. Yeah. Also, if only we had a second player who is essentially a flying god able to summon anything at will. Oh, you mean like Chris? All right, Chris, let's line us back. You know, throw both those, unless you already did. I guess I can't tell from here. And then we gotta back up into the yard and line us up for that one cut of cars on track 3 back there.
You should be good.
All right, coming back. I'm just not gonna think about those flat cars right now. Oh, we gotta go into the yard. All right, let's try that again. All lined up?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, now what we gotta go do is the last task for this train is we gotta. Have you ever been to Alameda Expressway in San? Actually, I've never been to California. I've never been any further. Well, I was gonna say I've never been any further west than Minnesota, but that's not true. I've been to Wyoming. A creative mode player could stop a speeding, fully loaded train with one finger. Yep. So, would it be an RP-based server or faction-based where you can add on to the map? I will answer that in 1 second. Chris, can you make sure that we are lined up in the yard for track 3 where all the boxcars are on?
Yep, 1 sec.
Okay, thank you. So to answer your question, it is... Mesabrook is an RP server, but you're not restricted. Thank you. You're not restricted to anything. Does that make sense? I mean, Chris might be able to explain it better than I can because I'm not too familiar with all the terminology behind what servers are. So you can correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, or I'm saying too complicated, Chris, but Mesabrook is essentially an RP server where you get to choose what you want to do, and it's survival mode also. So, like, the server will have a bunch of different companies on it, right? You'll have anything from outlet stores, convenience stores, you know, the places where players purchase product. You'll have your...
It's basically a reality simulator.
A reality simulator, yep. And you can... And there's no restriction on building anything either. Well, that's the thing with reality, right? Like, you got to talk with your local governments if you want to build something on whatever, right? Like, you kind of... If it happens in real life, then it probably happens on Mesabrook. I'll find a good way to articulate that one day, unless just saying it's a reality simulator is enough.
Pretty close.
City skylines, but in Minecraft. But also, you run everything, like the players run everything. So most people are going to be wearing multiple hats. You're going to work in a factory. You're probably going to work in a store. You know, you're going to work maybe as a semi-truck driver, that kind of thing. Until we get big enough where you won't have to work so many jobs, you're going to be working probably a lot of jobs that you want to work, or you don't have to work any jobs at all. It's totally up to you. You want to run your own business? That's fine. Alright, let's go down and check to make sure that we have our mode set correctly on our couplers here. Yeah. No, we were not. Okay. All right, so now what we got to do, Chris, essentially, is we have to get the 2 NCX boxcars out of here, out of this cut. So,
yeah.
If you feel comfortable, I mean, you can, just pretty much help me get the 2 NCX boxcars onto track 2 here, and then we'll pull them out. Pull them out of the yard.
Yeah, sure, I can help.
Can you... All right, I'm just going to go through comments real quick. Can you give me a list of road names you have on the server? There's a lot of road names, locally at least. But otherwise, we primarily have just Route 1 and Route 2 are the national highway routes. Otherwise, Ravenholm City, it's got a ton of roads. If you look on Dynamic Map, you can actually click on the road names in Ravenholm City. That'll give you the names, but there's way too many to mention. Hey, man, all these crazy pronunciations on these usernames. Bofi? What's going on? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I've played on a server similar to yours, but it wasn't as much developed as yours. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why the server's been in development for 3 years, is because we want to make sure everything is perfect, ready to go. We want all just the basic infrastructure set up to actually be able to do all of the really cool and exciting things. And the idea is to build it up in creative with a small team and then invite everybody to help try to maintain it. So that's the fun of it. But it's taking a long time. Well, it was, but it died because the dev stopped working on it. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. I've invested a lot of money in the hardware to run this. It's all self-hosted. I've invested more time into this. I don't really have a good comparison, but 3 years worth of development plus all the modding that goes into it. I mean, we have Mesabrook is built for the server, so. Oh, you're my 990th subscriber. Well, congrats and thank you very much. Yeah, the first time you said it like both, like loaf. Okay, well, welcome aboard both. Unfortunately, I only have about 8 minutes left of the stream. Although I might push that back just to get these NCX boxcars out and ready for interchange, put these engines away. So this 2-hour stream to run 1 train, imagine that. Am I allowed to give update ideas on your mod? This probably 11 more to be 1,000. 10 more now since they're 990th. Self-host is the best hosted, and yes, it is. If there's problems, I can take care of it. I don't have to worry about having to call some help center and then hope to God that they can figure it out. I don't have to pay for it. I pay for it in electricity, though. I tell you what, my electricity bill is through the roof. Okay, let's get this going. Chris, let's get that, I guess, the first NCX boxcar out, so just stop me just before the switch. That way you can disconnect it and we can move it over. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. I will come ahead. CSX, I gotta go, but I hope to be back later when you get the train out. Yeah, like I said, once we're done with all the switching and get this engine put away, I gotta actually unfortunately stop the stream. But this has been a lot of fun. I might actually end up doing the rest of the trains that I got to do here, do it live, because there's a lot of work to do. Damn, the bill must be high. Okay. NC branded Xbox car.
And you're clear.
All right, coming to a stop. Even if you stop the stream, I'll see you on the map. All right, sounds good. Yeah, the bill is very high. What do you mean I got access? You ready to come ahead, Chris?
Yep.
Okay, coming ahead. Oh, looks like we're still connected.
Yeah.
You need me to back up a little bit so we don't accidentally clip that boxcar?
Yeah.
Okay, coming back. I can just barely see what's going on here. I'll go to the other side of the cab. All right, try that again. So we want to move that NC Xbox car out of here. Maximum frame rate for the NC branded Xbox car. Man, that's a mouthful. Is 9,000. Oh. Gotcha. Oh, no. Sahar, he does not have access to play on the server, but if you go into the description of the stream right now, you'll see a link for Mesabrook dynamic map, and you'll see everything that we're doing right now live, as if it were Google Maps. So yeah, Chris, we'll want to bring that NC Xbox car with us, so you'll actually want to go down one more car. Yeah, yep, there you go. And disconnect from there. Decouple. Okay, let's try pulling apart.
Now, how do I decouple?
Oh, it is decoupled. So the shunting mode is the decouple.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers still will experience buffering. Oh god, yeah.
I buffered for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'm dropping frames here every once in a while. I blame NVIDIA. Yeah, sorry about the lagging, guys. That's not supposed to be happening. I'm keeping an eye on it. Is it still happening?
No, the stream is playing fine on my end.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That's definitely not normal. Do you have any plans to update Traffic Controller, or are you taking a hiatus from updating the mods? Yeah. Do you have that switch line back there, Chris, so we can back up? Okay. Yeah, so I am really focusing on Mesabrook right now. There's another link, actually, in the description of the stream. That takes you to something called the Mesabrook Roadmap, and that's actually what I'm primarily working on right now, to try to get Mesabrook up and ready for anybody to join. So that's where all my time and effort is going in right now, is to work on that. Uh-oh. Aha! My game just crashed, believe it or not.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay. Let's oh goodness. Give me one sec. It crashed hard. That was like a Java heap. Oh no, status stack buffer overrun. Oh, sorry about that. Let me go to my monitor here. My computer has problems playing Minecraft sometimes, and I'm honestly surprised that we are 1 hour and 58 minutes into the stream, and it's the first time it's happened. I am fully impressed. Imagine crashing out of the server in real life. Yeah. So, oh, sorry, I gotta go back a little bit. Is the game loading or not? Okay, there we go. This is probably going to make me drop frames pretty bad, so if you start buffering, it's okay. It'll be right back, I promise. Dynamic maps are cool, especially on industrial roading maps. You can see the track lanes. Yeah, and actually, I modded the texture in so you can actually see the tracks themselves, too. Imagine crashing out of the server in real life. Yeah, it was funny. Somebody actually made a joke at one point where they said... if you die in Mesabrook, it's just every time you boot up the game, it's just a picture of heaven, and it says, thanks for playing Mesabrook, or something like that. Just a hardcore server where when you die, you're just done. That was actually Jordan that said that. Was pretty funny. Would you have to download both MesaSuite and MCSync on downloads? So MesaSuite includes MCSync. So once you download and install MesaSuite, you get everything. So you have to have an account to use things like Company Studio. Like, you know, I have to have a user to do all this kind of thing. But yeah, if you get MC Sync, then you can download all our mods, and that's freely available for download. You could do that right now and try out all the mods yourself if you wanted to. How many minutes on the stream? Well, it's 2 hours right now, but I was kind of in the middle of switching, and I wanted to get those NCX boxcars out on the interchange track before I hopped off. So hoping, I don't know, maybe, provided the game will let us, I'm hoping maybe no longer than 15-20 minutes. If that was a thing, I'd be gone within 2 seconds. Yeah, but Epic had a really good, or was it Epic or somebody? No, it's on the roadmap. Was not Epic. So let's just go over to the roadmap right now. So if I go to mesabrook.com and I go to roadmap, and then we scroll down to death experience. It was actually this person here on Discord. Actually, no, their whole username is right here. And they're the one that suggested this idea where if you were to die, you would respawn, but in spectator mode for, well, they suggested 10 minutes. I was thinking more like 5. But you would be in spectator mode for about 5 minutes. And you would not be able to clip blocks like normal in spectator mode, and you'd be restricted to a certain distance of where you died. So you're pretty much like a ghost for like 5 minutes before you can respawn. Kind of a penalty for dying. Try not to do that. You see where my vehicles end up in playtest? Yeah, I know where your vehicles ended up. Maybe you should be able to do some things from your phone on Mesabrook, such as edit it. Edit what on your phone? At least give a list of some road names. So, yeah, so for the road names, if I go to the live map here, which we can, this is in the description of the stream. But if I go to, say, Ravenholm City here, and I zoom in, you see all these lines here. I can actually click on this, and you can see, like, South Canal Street. We got North Canal Street. There's Normandy Street, Main Street, Rannoch Street, West Canal Street. So yeah, all these are marked, at least in Ravenholm City, as well as over here in the Tuchunka Ward, which is also part of Ravenholm City. Route 1 is marked here, Mesabrook National Highway, Route 1. Lots of road names, or at least half the road names in Crystal Beach here are marked. So, you know, here's 4th Street, you got Harbor Boulevard, that kind of stuff. And Dynamap goes quicker. We actually haven't seen it in a while, but whenever there's a storm, we'll actually get the warning polygons in here, so you can kind of tell where the storm is at and what it's doing. So we can see, so obviously Chris is up here in Autumn Valley, kind of helping me with the switching over here, but we got another player down here in City of Clayton, and you can actually see all the tracks here, and he's working on reworking all these because he just ordered a bunch of brand new SD70 Macs that are going to be coming here soon. So he's trying to get his rail yard ready for those, so he's actively working on that. Can I suggest which road you should add? Maybe, I guess you can. I don't know, maybe Chris will add that. I don't know. You have no say. How dare you insult this genius? Well, thank you. Unfortunately, when the game crashes, we have to wait several minutes in order for it. Ah, yes, Crystal Beach. Got stranded there and had to walk on the railway in the middle of the ocean. Nice. You were walking to Clayton, huh? All right. We're almost back. Yeah, Crystal Beach is a pretty neat town. Oh, screen's also flashing on my end. All right, we're on monitor capture. All right, flashing warning. We're going to be switching back and forth between modes here just to reduce glitchiness. Okay, we're going to flash just one more time. The backgrounds, the colors, maybe whatever's cosmetic. Yeah, I mean, you can suggest those. That's fine if you want to. It doesn't mean I'm going to remember it. Okay. Log in and hop in. Okay. I was tempted to steal a helicopter while I was there, like I did with the car that I had crashed within 2 seconds. Classic playtest memories. I cannot wait to have another playtest. It's so much fun. Maybe also if you're dead, visible only. You should... What do you mean by flash? Oh, sorry. The screen would go like black and then it would come back and black and come back. I'm just switching between like full screen mode and then also doing things with OBS. So, as well as dropping frames once again. My goodness. Also, if you're dead, any cosmetics visible only to you should be editable, similar to editing the phone from MesaSuite. Interesting. Okay, Chris, where are we at? Are we going back over? Did you disconnect the NCX car?
No.
Okay. Let's get that disconnected. So we're gonna, yep, disconnect.
It's disconnected.
All right. So we'll come back ahead. And now we'll go back and hook up to the rest of those boxcars again. So make sure that all the couplers, both on the train and on the boxcars, are set to normal mode. What mods and resource packs do you use? Oh gosh, Chris, how many mods do we have?
Over 100.
Over 100 mods. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I mean, obviously immersive railroading, Ferentica's roads, just looking around, online picture frame, rail stuff. Resource packs, I don't use any resource packs. I much rather prefer the vanilla look of Minecraft. Are we lined up for those boxcars, Chris?
Yep, you can push back.
Okay, shove them back. Oh, we got those flat cars to contend with, too. Okay. Backing up to these boxcars, so we got one more NCX boxcar to pull out of there. Watch our speed. No faster than a brisk walk. Are we connected?
Come back a little bit more.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna pull all this back ahead there, Chris, and stop me when we're just short of that switch, so that way we can, just like we did before, pull that last NCX boxcar out.
Will do.
What damn, that's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. You don't use industrial railroading train add-on. I'm sorry. Yes, we do. We actually have a custom one, so all these paints are all done by, I guess, me now. We previously had them done by somebody else, but they are no longer with the server, so they ended up having to get redone. Is that good there, Chris? Or do you want me to keep going?
Let's see. Yep, stop.
Okay.
Oh, come ahead just a little bit more.
Okay. So we'll put this NCX boxcar with the other one. So to answer your question, we use models from Gibster's Texel Pack. We use models from...
And you're good.
We use models from the American Locomotive Pack. We use models from, obviously the Dash 9, the ST40. We use from the base mod.
All right, you can start shoving back.
Okay. I could get you a full list. I've had to go through it before, and we really should make that public. Make sure that...
It's something we planned to do at some point, but we never did.
Yeah, I really should. Just at least out of courtesy, it's the least we can do. Are those couplers hooked up or set to normal mode? So that way we can... Okay. Bob the Ross says, how do you even get the online picture frames to stay loaded? Every time I use them, I have to click on them for them to show when I get out of render distance. So there's a slider.
Connected.
All right, are we clear enough to put the rest of these boxcars back with the other, looks like 2 that are on the track? Or do we have to go back a little further?
Let's see. All right, pull forward.
All right, coming ahead. So there's a slider on there that on the GUI for that. As long as whatever you change, make sure you hit the save button. That's one big thing. Is you want to make sure that you're hitting save on that. But you can move that slider up and down, and that'll change the render distance on those online picture frames. And that's how that. Come back, Chris.
Yeah, we're gonna have to push the NCX cars back a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Coming back. So that billboard.
I thought we had enough space, but we're still a little too close.
Yeah, you'll have that. That billboard that you see right above my engine there, that's a online picture frame playing a GIF, which looks like a changing billboard, which is pretty darn cool. But that's just got a, I think, like 512 block render distance or something, whatever the default is. .rail says, I don't want to be annoying, but for your traffic control mod, is it possible that you will add more railroad crossings from like Europe and Australia? No. Short answer.
All right, you're good.
Okay. So the reason being is, okay. The reason being is that traffic control and rail stuff were mainly designed for use.
Shit. Oh. Back up a bit.
Okay.
You're still connected.
Gotcha. Coming back. Traffic control and rail stuff were designed for use specifically on the Mesabrook server, and I just kind of made it public.
Should be good now.
As I was working on it, because I just figured everybody could benefit from that kind of thing. So because this is very US centered, I personally do not have any ambitions to add non-US stuff. Did you say stop, Chris? Sorry.
Yep, and
Okay.
you're clear to push back to the other boxcars.
Okay, everything's set to normal mode?
Should be.
Okay. So yeah, this is kind of just more of a Mesabrook centered thing. I don't know if that made any sense. A brisk
One
walk.
more. Almost there. Just a few more meters.
All right.
And you're good.
Sweet. Now we're gonna push all these back, back into the yard. Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm obviously a lot of people really enjoy this mod. I see them all the time on YouTube videos, which is so cool to see. Chris, go ahead and disconnect the engine from the boxcars. We're gonna grab those 2 NCXs, and then we're gonna have to move those flat cars out of the way, or even put them back onto Leviathan Steel Track 1.
You should be good to pull ahead.
All right, coming ahead.
Yep.
Doing some real railroading here.
All right, you're clear of the switch. Switch has been set. You can push back.
Copy that. Switch is set. Coming back. I gotta go now. I might be back later. Good luck with your stream. Thank you very much. We're not gonna be streaming for too much longer. Just gotta get these boxcars out, put the engines away. We're going on almost 2 hours and 15 minutes now, so.
Almost there.
All right. There it is. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab those 2 flat cars that came disconnected from the train earlier. And, man, that feels like forever ago already. But we're going to go grab those, and we're going to do what's called running around them. And we're just going to push those back where they belong. And all the switches should be lined up for us to be able to do that. Well, maybe we'll put these NCXs away first, and then we'll do that. So, Chris, I guess just follow my instructions as we work our way over there.
Alright.
That was very cool, though. That was the first time Iron River and Western has ever worked the Autumn Valley Yard. That was a historic first, and you were part of that, so thank you. Alright, I'm going to stop here and think about what we got to do. So we got to get those flat cars out of the way. And they're just on the other side of that switch. Can't see them yet. So we got to pull those back this way. And then we'll go back across the crossover, set those out, and then we can shove back. Okay, yep, I know what we're going to do. Chris, never mind. I'm just going to go ahead. Can you make sure that the front coupler on the engine is in normal mode?
Yep, you're all set.
All right. So now what we're going to do is there's 2 flat cars from a train that we pulled earlier. We're going to bring those and put those on this track that we're on right now. Is that switch lined, Chris?
Yep, I just lined them up.
All right, thank you. What, you have the weather mod? Your server, when it releases, is going to be awesome. Yeah, if we could get a storm, you would see that actually show up on the dynamic map, like the warning polygons, and it is very cool. So the storms will actually cause the damage and give us a reason to, you know, run the freight and rebuild and, you know, essentially force us to use our economy, which is super cool.
There's actually a storm on Dynmap right now, just south of Autumn Valley.
Ah, yes, Jordan says, well, actually coming right into Clayton. So if you guys that are watching right now, hop on, go into the description of the stream and go onto the dynamic map. If you go to the way lower left corner, you have to click and drag to get down there. You will see some warning polygons down there. You can actually click on those. It'll give you some details about when it's going to expire. Those times are in Central Time. And those will actually increase in intensity as the storm gets more intense. So. All right, tree on fire in Clayton. All right, the fire department's getting some activation down there. Chris, can you disconnect the flat cars from the engine, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
Alright, you should be good.
All right, coming back.
Yep.
Our next move, Chris, is going to be going over the crossover. So we're gonna basically back up here, and then I'm gonna stop, and then we just have to throw the switches to go over the crossover.
Alright, you should be clear.
Got me that coming ahead. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these NCX box cars and we're gonna go all the way back out. There's no fire department around here, still burning, hoping it'll stay contained to one tree. Yeah, I've seen forest fires on Mesabrook before, actually, and they can get pretty intense. You don't lose the entire forest, but they do burn quite a lot. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 box cars and we're going to go all the way back out to the main line, and there's a siding that goes along the main line, and we're going to put those on that siding.
Uh-oh.
Alright, we're going to need that switch there, Chris. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Alright, now we should be able to actually see some different scenery finally as we go back out to the main line. You can hop in if you want.
Yeah, I'm in the passenger seat.
Yeah, my screen, it shows like just wherever you were when you first got in. Which is fine. I'm in third person, so I don't really care. But if we were in first person mode, I'd probably be like, Chris, can you hop back out and hop back in? So these NCX cars that we're taking out to the main line right now are actually going to be part of our 4th train that we're going to run at some point, which is going to take care of all of the Nethercorp empties out of Iron River Yard, and they'll make one pickup here in Autumn Valley. So we're setting these out for future movements. Oop, a little too fast there. Speed limit within yard limits is 15 miles per hour. Wow, okay, apparently that switch was not thrown the first time I went through it. Alright, backing up. Alright, Chris, could you, I guess, throw that switch apparently that needs to be thrown?
Yep, there we go.
Thank you. It's like a switch that started off going left, but then actually goes right. No, it's doing it again. What is going on here? Might have to get the hand car out or something, or make some last minute changes. Alright, we're going to try this one more time, and if it happens again, we're going to have to do some very quick track work. Yep, it's doing it again. Okay. Alright, let's do some creative work here. I'm just going to back up just so we don't accidentally break the track under the train, because that'd just be a whole nother headache. Alright, I'm going to switch to creative. And we're going to grab the track blueprint. Okay. And do this. This is what happens when you operate on brand new territory. Grab our golden spike and head over here and reconnect it up. I guess that would make sense why they had the red flag out. Nice. Alright, get rid of that and that. Get back into survival mode. Okay, here we go. And this is why Jordan doesn't have a phone, by the way. Because he...
I can see that.
Okay, going around the curve. And then I think we're going to need... Wait, where does that track go? Oh, okay. Actually, Chris, if you want to go up there and line us up through that crossover up there. And unfortunately, we will not have time to take care of those flat cars, so I'm just going to have to do that off stream, probably tonight. Okay, here we go.
You're good.
There's our two boxcars making our way through. Alright, gotta get this... Oh, game crashed. Alright, I'm actually probably just gonna call it here. Because I don't really have the time to wait for this to reload. I'm already over by about half an hour, so...
I stopped the train. The dead hand didn't engage. I stopped it.
Oh, jeez. Alright, so... Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to keep doing this again in the future to finish up these trains. I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm going to wrap this one up off stream, probably tonight. And then next time we will start with the second one, which is actually going to be also kind of lengthy. If I recall correctly, we will have to go around the main loop twice in order to take care of some things. So, but yeah, that'll be another fun time. Maybe tomorrow we'll take care of that. Tomorrow around 2 o'clock, and yeah, should be fun. All right, thanks for tuning in. See you guys.